All right, Nick. As per the usual, a lot of crazy stuff happening down in New England. No one knows what's really going on. A lot of mystery, shrouds of darkness. But maybe you can give us a little insight onto the bigger picture stuff down in New England.
Yeah, so Mike the Body over at Fan Nation, which is part of Sports Illustrated, had a report about the Patriots and their coaching situation this offseason. The Body wrote, though head coach Bill Belichick has both seen and done it all on a football field, his methods, strategies, and even his sanity continue to be questioned on a daily basis. Belichick has become a master at diffusing the winds of controversy. His assistants, however, may not be. Since the departure of former offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, the Patriots' offensive coaching staff has been placed under the microscope. The examination has only intensified with the news that former Detroit Lions head coach Matt Patricia and former New York Giants head coach Joe Judge, both former Pats assistants as well, are the front runners to be the primary offensive play caller in 2022. The suggestion of both Judge and Patricia having a hand in formulating New England's offense may raise an eyebrow of several Patriots fans as well as the media. After all, neither Patricia nor Judge are known as a formidable offensive coach, with Patricia being best known for his contributions on defense and Judge having his best days as a special teams coordinator. All right, Maya, so here's my thought on this. So obviously Belichick, he's kind of takes the next higher level big brain thinking when he builds the Patriots. And when I thought of this move of him bringing in Judge and Patricia on the offensive side of the ball, I was reminded of Steve Jobs' quote that Jobs, former founder and CEO of Apple, said, "It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do." So Belichick obviously knows, having coached with Patricia and Judge before, these are smart guys, football savants. They know what they're doing football-wise, football IQ-wise. Now, they may not be the best managers the way a coach has to be, a head coach has to be. They may not be able to, delegate, but they know football. They have high level of football IQ, and that's what Belichick wants. He wants to bring in smart football guys because he thinks that gives him the best chance to win.
Yeah, Nick, I think that's a very good, comparison. Another comparison I'm thinking, I'm going about like way back. It sounds like Belichick is building almost like a Knights of the Round Table type of thing. He's King Arthur, but you've got your Lancelots, you got your Sir Gawain, Percivals. Everybody else is around the table, and they take the group approach. Like the round table effect is everyone sits around the table. There's no head of the table. It's all equal settings. No one is above anyone else in the hierarchy, other than obviously Belichick probably is above everybody else. But even then, King Arthur didn't really place himself above the other knights. It's all about equality and, like you said, building the best team of guys possible. It's like a think tank, group think sort of idea.
No, and that's an awesome analogy. I actually love that because that's perfect, because Belichick is known for bringing in a lot of football advisors into like weird roles and giving them a lot of authority. Obviously, Ernie Adams was famous for decades with Belichick in New England as kind of a special football advisor. Mike Lombardi had a similar role with his time with the Patriots. He never really had he was basically like a football director kind of position, but he never had a formal title. He just chimed in and contributed where necessary. And that's what Belichick does. He creates this kind of, room where everyone can have a say, and he wants really, really smart football guys. Belichick had this to say about about building a team. He says, "We aren't collecting talent, we are building a team." And I think he has that same approach to his coaching staff. He's not just trying to bring in the best play caller or the best offensive line coach or the best defensive line coach. He's trying to build the best coaching staff as a collective, as a unit. And I think this is what he's showing here, right? Because obviously Patricia and Judge, now granted that, they had some issues as head coaches, but they did their jobs extremely well as assistants under New England. And they're smart football guys. So the idea that they could help on the offensive side of the ball, I think is actually really good by Belichick. And again, by not declaring which one is the play caller at this point, he again gives both those guys like a little bit of freedom. They don't have the pressure or the stress either. So not only do they not have to worry about, Belichick coming down on them specifically for screwing up, or the media, but they also, get to rely on each other a little bit too, without knowing one of them is the boss.
Yeah, I think this just shows the true genius of Bill Belichick. And it's funny that people, question the greatest coach of our generation, possibly the greatest coach ever to have coached the game. But year after year, he proves us wrong and shows that he's always a little bit a step ahead of the game. So I think this year is no different than the rest.
Well, and the fact of the matter is, Belichick, people think, oh, what are they going to do without Josh McDaniels? You go back far enough. I'm old enough to remember Charlie Weiss. And then there was a period where Bill O'Brien was the offensive coordinator before he went off and become the head coach of the Houston Texans. So they've gone through offensive coordinators before. It's not like the entire dynasty of the Patriots was relying on Josh McDaniels. So the fact that, who's going to be our offensive play caller, that's not a huge deal. Their defense was really good last year. No one knew who was calling the defense for the Patriots. Again, there's nothing wrong with taking that same approach to the offense and just bringing a lot of smart people in the room. And Belichick's at it again. I think it's another masterstroke.
Check it out, Nick. We have some new Patriots merch.
That's right. It's on the website, smishow.com. Link in the description below.